Yo, what's up, guys? We got a brand new video. This is from Hustler. We found their channel last week, and then we're gonna have this is like a few minutes. Then we're gonna watch another one, which is a few minutes from the Sun, that journalist channel, whatever. Couple of things. I now have three people that were viewers just a handful of weeks ago that have came to Ukraine and are now on the same team as I am. I think that's really, really freaking cool. So if you are on your way out to Ukraine, you've already made the decision, hit me up in my email, and I might have some opportunities or options for you as that aside from the International Legion, because there are different options now. That's not the only option like it was a year or two ago. So hit me up in my email, linked in the description below, also on my homepage of my channel. Real quick, my name is Saxon. I go by Vegas here in Ukraine. I joined the International Legion in January of 2023. I was in 1st Battalion, Charlie 3 Platoon. Before I was in the Legion, I was a firefighter and an EMT outside of Fort Worth, Texas. I was never in the military, just firefighter and EMT. So I feel like I can kind of bring a unique perspective because my first military and only military was the Ukrainian military. So, anyways, I think that's all I got. We're going to watch this one. Again, this is North Koreans getting destroyed by Ukrainians, and which is going to be great. Of course, I don't like to make light of people losing their lives, but the truth is, if you're going to invade and try to kill people in a free democratic country, I have no sympathy for you. Get fucked. All right, let's watch this shit.
North Korean troops have officially begun to take part in the Ukrainian-Russian war. Recently, it became known that the Russians formed the 1st North Korean battalion, which was sent to fight in the Kursk region. The Ukrainian military, using a reconnaissance drone, managed to record the movement of Korean troops. As you can see from the video, the Koreans were running through an empty field in huge columns at a great distance from each other to get to the positions of the Ukrainian armed forces. The Ukrainians accepted this battle, which took place in the Kursk region near the village of Mala Lokhnya in one of the forest plantations. To do
Bro, I didn't know I was still in the middle of the screen. I'm sorry, guys.
North
Good lord. Act like you've been here before, Saxon. It's not our first video, okay? Let's go.
Korean units attacked Ukrainian positions from 5 sides. Despite the fact that corrective artillery fire was opened on their soldiers, they continued to advance on Ukrainian positions. As we know at the moment, a large number of North Korean troops were eliminated. By the way, here is a confirming video filmed by a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone. 23 corpses of North Korean soldiers laid out in a row. I will now explain why they were laid out in this way. The Russians have evacuation teams that take away the bodies so that the real situation of losses is not visible, and in order to take the bodies quickly and load them into a van, the Russians put them in this way. These are the casualties of North Korean soldiers who had not even managed to cross the field to the Ukrainian positions and were killed near the Russian forest planting. Traces of heavy equipment are also clearly visible, and it is likely that the Russians have already evacuated some of the bodies. Another part of the North Korean troops broke through.
Yeah, on that note, I saw a video today actually showing Russian soldiers burning, and this is really gross, so if you're squeamish, don't listen to this, skip 10 seconds. But I saw a video of Russians burning the heads and faces of the dead North Korean soldiers so that Ukrainian drones could now recognize them and report that North Koreans are officially assaulting Ukrainian positions. Like, just completely desecrating not only a comrade and a fellow soldier, a brother in arms, but from a different country, right? Like, that guy's got a whole ass family back in, communist North Korea. Probably. I don't know. I don't even know if they have families out there. I don't know how that works, but you know what I mean. Also, I didn't mention this yesterday when it happened, but big ups to Ukraine putting that bomb on that scooter in Moscow and killing that general, or the general of the nuclear weapons or whatever. Dude, these little rental scooters, I know they have them in some big cities in the U.S. like California and in Austin, Texas, Fort Worth. But those little scooters you can rent, and you ride them around downtown and shit. They've got them everywhere, the big cities out here in Eastern Europe. And I don't know if you've seen it, dude, but basically they're walking out. This general's walking out of his building, and there's one of those scooters parked right by the front door, but it was booby trapped with a big ass explosive and just completely dissolved his ass, dude. That is badass. Anyways, let's go.
To the Ukrainian positions, and there were constant battles for 2 days. The situation is not yet known. As you can see from the following video, the North Korean military is not yet afraid of FPV drones, nor are they hiding from them, but are only watching. But this is until they realize the threat posed by kamikaze drones. Another offensive by the Russian occupiers using heavy armored vehicles. The Ukrainian military opened fire on the Russians with artillery. Some equipment was damaged and the Russians had to abandon it. One armored personnel carrier managed to break through but was overtaken by a FPV drone.
Oh!
The hit caused the armored personnel carrier to catch fire. The crew of the armored personnel carrier
Dude, now that we're like well into winter here in Ukraine and Russia, you could really see how sparse these posadkas, these tree lines are. Because in the summer and the spring, these are full, right? We watch videos of this is where they dig the trench lines, and they're still there in the winter. But I mean, there's actually some concealment, not much cover, right? Because most of these trees have been completely annihilated by all kinds of indirect fire that you can think of. But now you can really see, like, there's no hiding, dude. It was already hard enough to hide, but there's absolutely no hiding now.
managed to survive and began to take up positions in the forest landing. Other armored vehicles of the Russian occupiers were also destroyed and burned. Ukrainian military starts burning Russian soldiers out of dugouts with Dragon drone. Armored vehicles were also burned.
That's so cool to me. I mean, it's scary as shit, but I believe they've got some kind of thermite on that thing, and it is just melting. I mean, the temperature of thermite, it can melt through tank armor, right? So if there was anybody in those bunkers, dude, they are torched. I've got both cats sitting up here on the desk with me right now. Come on.
Burned to the ground. Then the kamikaze drones attacked buggies and Russian occupiers.
No way.
Here, a Russian T-90 tank hits a large cluster of anti-tank mines. A strong explosion leaves only metal fragments of the tank.
Damn.
His second number, another Russian tank, falls victim to a Ukrainian javelin. Russian armored combat vehicle, Akhmat. The action takes place in the Donetsk region. Russian paratroopers are on their way to storm Ukrainian forest landings, but they do not yet suspect that a Ukrainian FPV drone operator has already taken aim at them and is ready to strike.
Oops.
A kamikaze drone hit disrupted the plans of the Russian paratroopers. Their vehicle fell into the first water trench. Another kamikaze drone finally destroys the target. We can clearly see that the armored vehicle is new, but this battle was its last. The transporter catches fire and burns down successfully. The first destroyed armored vehicle is followed by another. He passes the marker of the first burned armored vehicle, but ahead awaits a mined road.
Uh-oh. See the clarity of this drone, the picture of it? I can almost guarantee this is a fiber optic cable connected drone, because the ones that do not have direct wiring or cables, we've seen them. They're blurry, they're fuzzy.
A second Akhmat drives up the road where a Russian infantry armored personnel carrier was recently blown up.
No. Hold on.
Droid armored Ukrainian military vehicle.
Damn, sorry guys.
Earlier.
Man, I really lost our fucking spot. There it is. Sorry about that.
After this explosion, the Russian military is forced to leave Akhmat and take up positions in the forest landing. A Ukrainian kamikaze drone flew in to completely destroy the vehicle. It burns the combat vehicle. And here's what happened to this Russian armored vehicle earlier. He was blown up by mines in the same place. Here comes the third Russian infantry vehicle, following the exact plan of the Ukrainian military. By the way, here is another Russian armored personnel carrier that was destroyed a day earlier. Meanwhile, the third Akhmat armored vehicle is heading into the trap itself. Right in the middle of the day, the Ukrainian military used a Baba Yaga drone to mine the passage near the first destroyed armored vehicle. A Russian vehicle explodes on landmines, just as the Ukrainian military had planned. Russian paratroopers are forced to take up a forest land.
So instead of sending out like sapper teams, right, in between these ambushes to set up more mines, they're using these drones to drop off anti-tank and anti-vehicle mines, fly them in, drop them. So when these vehicles roll up, it's just like one after the other after the other. It's a nasty cycle, dude.
Knowing that they will be hunted by Baba Yaga drones at night. But now, a Ukrainian FPV drone finally burns a Russian armored vehicle. The Russian breakthrough was finally stopped. The Russians were very predictable and suffered heavy losses for it. Another Russian column of armored vehicles heading to storm.
I mean, dude, I'm no professional war strategist, right? But you would think if you just lost like 5 fucking vehicles on that road from mines, maybe don't continue sending vehicles on that road. Right? Like, what are they thinking, dude? I don't get it. Maybe they're getting pressured by their command, like, go, 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 but to what end? For what purpose?
Ukrainian positions. Ukrainian artillery is shooting at them. Russian occupants are trying to advance even amid heavy artillery fire. One of the armored vehicles was successfully destroyed, but the other convoy continued its movement. Ukrainian artillery continues to fire, but many shells miss their targets. Many misses are due to the fact that Ukrainian artillerymen are located 10 kilometers away from the Russian occupiers, and it is very difficult to hit a moving target from this distance.
I mean, from 10 kilometers away, they are damn close.
The shell explodes close to the target, but misses it. The Russian occupiers, realizing that they were under heavy fire, decided to turn around and stop the assault. But then the Ukrainian artillery managed to hit the Russian tank and it exploded.
Damn.
And 2 more accurate hits on the Russian invaders.
What? Nah. There's no way that's already, dude. From 10 kilometers out, they're that accurate. I have a feeling those might be drones, dude.
Thank you, friends. That's all for today. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with the latest developments.
All right, that one went a little bit longer than I expected it to, because I talked more, like usual. Guys, share the food, okay? I've been doing this for years. So a couple of things. Love that kind of content where we get to see just millions of dollars worth of Russian equipment and weapons and personnel just annihilated by a couple $1,000s worth of drones and artillery rounds and mines. Love that. Also, the North Koreans, a couple weeks ago, like a month ago, it was rumored that the North Koreans were going to come start training in Russia. Okay, fast forward a month, they are here and they are full on assaulting Ukrainian positions. This is now Ukraine versus Russia and North Korea. They're fighting 2 enemies at this point. They need more help, bottom line. I'm not gonna get on my soapbox here, but step it up, Europe. Okay, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe.